A. Short answers tilde 100 words each. Q1. A. What is gender normative behavior? Gender normative behavior refers to the actions, roles, and attitudes that conform to social expectations for men and women. Society often expects boys to be strong, assertive, and good at sports, while girls are expected to be caring, soft spoken, and interested in household work. These behaviors are not biologically determined but are imposed through socialization by family, peers, school, and media. Such expectations create gender stereotypes that limit individual freedom. A boy interested in dance or a girl interested in mechanics may face criticism because they deviate from the norm. Keywords: social expectations, stereotypes, conformity, restriction. Q1. B. Differences between transgender and transsexualism. A transgender person is someone whose gender identity does not match the sex assigned at birth. They may or may not undergo physical changes to align their identity. On the other hand, a transsexual person is a subset of transgender who chooses to undergo medical procedures such as hormone. Hormone therapy or surgery to match their physical body with their gender identity. While all transsexuals are transgender, not all transgender people are transsexual. Both categories fight for recognition beyond the male-female binary. Keywords: transgender is equal to identity mismatch, transsexual is equal to medical transition. Q1. Copyright symbol hindrances of women empowerment. Women empowerment faces several barriers in Indian society. The foremost hindrance is a patriarchal mindset, which considers men superior and restricts women to domestic roles. Illiteracy among women prevents them from knowing their rights and opportunities. Economic dependence on men limits decision-making power. In addition, women face violence, harassment, dowry system, early marriage, and low representation in politics. Together, these barriers keep women from achieving true equality. Keywords: patriarchy, illiteracy, dependence, social levels. Q1. D. What is gender stereotype? A gender stereotype is a fixed belief about the roles, abilities, and behaviors of men and women. For instance, men are considered breadwinners while women are thought of as homemakers. These stereotypes create barriers by restricting opportunities in education, employment, and public life. They are reinforced by textbooks, films, advertisements, and cultural traditions. As a result, men and women are often judged by societal norms instead of their talents or interests. Breaking stereotypes is essential for gender equality. Keywords: fixed beliefs, roles, limitation, discrimination. Q1. Euro aim of feminist approach. The feminist approach aims at eliminating patriarchy and establishing equality between men and women. It seeks to empower women socially, politically, and economically by advocating their rights and opportunities. Feminists challenge gender discrimination and demand gender-sensitive policies in education, employment, and governance. The ultimate goal is to create a society based on justice, equal participation, and dignity for all genders. Keywords: equality, women's rights, anti-patriarchy, empowerment. Q1. F. NCF 2005 on gender parity in education. The National Curriculum Framework (NCF) 2005 stressed the importance of gender equality in schools. It recommended the removal of stereotypes from textbooks and curricula, providing equal opportunities for boys and girls in classrooms, and encouraging girls' participation in science, technology, and leadership roles. Teachers should practice gender-sensitive pedagogy and be trained to eliminate bias. The NCF also highlighted the need for safe infrastructure, co-education, and women role models in learning materials. Keywords: equal opportunities, gender-neutral curriculum, pedagogy. Q1. G. What is emotional conflict? Emotional conflict is the inner struggle experienced when a person faces opposing feelings, values, or desires. For example, a student may want independence but feel obliged to obey parents. Such conflicts create stress, anxiety, and indecision. If unresolved, they may lead to frustration, depression, or aggression. Emotional conflict can occur within a person, intrapersonal, or between individuals, interpersonal. Managing emotional conflict through counseling and awareness helps in healthy personality development. Keywords: inner struggle, conflicting feelings, stress, resolution. Group B, medium answers tilde 180 words each. Q2, effects of gender bias in society and family. Gender bias negatively impacts both family and society. In families, it creates preference for sons over daughters, leading to unequal distribution of resources such as education, nutrition, and property rights. Daughters may face restrictions on freedom and career choices. In society, gender bias results in unequal wages, job discrimination, and limited representation of women in politics and leadership roles. This bias also normalizes harmful practices like dowry, domestic violence, and female feticide. Women grow up with a sense of inferiority, which reduces confidence and participation in decision making. On a national level, gender bias wastes half of society's potential by underutilizing women's skills. For real progress, society must ensure equal opportunities and treatment for both genders. Keywords: family preference, wage gap, violence, underutilization. Q3, contributions of Raja Rammohan Roy. Raja Rammohan Roy, known as the father of the Indian Renaissance, made significant contributions to women's empowerment. His greatest reform was the abolition of sati in 1829, achieved through active campaigning with the British government. He strongly supported widow remarriage and fought against child marriage and polygamy. Roy also promoted modern education that included science, philosophy, and rational thinking, encouraging the establishment of schools for girls. He founded the Brahmo Samaj to promote equality, rationalism, and social reforms. His writings in journals and petitions showed that women had rights in ancient scriptures and these must be restored. His reforms provided the foundation for later movements in women's education and legal rights. Keywords: abolition of sati, widow remarriage, modern education, Brahmo Samaj. Q5, process of women's empowerment. Women's empowerment is a multidimensional process aimed at ensuring equality and dignity. Educational empowerment provides literacy, knowledge, and confidence. Economic empowerment enables women to earn, become independent, and make decisions. Political empowerment ensures representation in panchayats, parliament, and governance. Legal empowerment provides protection against violence, dowry, and discrimination, while social and psychological empowerment helps break stereotypes and develop self-confidence. Together, these processes enable women to fight injustice and participate equally in society. Empowerment is not just beneficial for women but is essential for national development and democracy. Keywords: education, economy, politics, law, confidence. Q6, laws for preventing sexual harassment. India has several legal safeguards against sexual harassment. The Vishaka Guidelines, 1997, issued by the Supreme Court, provided the first framework for prevention at workplaces. Later, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, POSH Act, 2013 was passed, making it mandatory for institutions to set up internal complaints committees, ICC. Relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code, 354, 509, punish harassment, while the POCSO Act, 2012, protects children from abuse. These laws together ensure women's right to a safe environment. However, their effectiveness depends on awareness, implementation, and social support. Keywords: Vishaka Guidelines, POSH Act, ICC, IPC sections, POCSO. Q7, role of teacher to change society. Teachers act as agents of social change by shaping the attitudes and values of future citizens. In classrooms, they promote gender equality, respect, and inclusivity. By encouraging girls to take leadership roles in science, sports, and debates, teachers help break stereotypes. Teachers act as role models whose behavior influences students to value honesty, discipline, and cooperation. Beyond academics, teachers raise awareness about social issues such as dowry, child marriage, and environment conservation. Through parent-teacher interactions, they spread progressive ideas in communities. Thus, teachers transform society by cultivating critical thinking, democratic values, and equality among learners. Keywords: role model, gender equality, awareness, social reform. Q8. Construction of gender in school curriculum since independence. After independence in 1947, India's constitution guaranteed equality of sexes, Articles 14, 15, 16. Yet, school curricula initially reflected gender stereotypes. Early textbooks portrayed boys as leaders, soldiers, and scientists, while girls were shown as caregivers or confined to domestic roles. This reinforced the patriarchal mindset. Over time, curriculum reforms attempted to address this bias. The National Policy on Education, 1968, 1986, 1992, emphasized equality, but hidden biases continued. The NCF 2005 marked a turning point by strongly recommending the removal of stereotypes from textbooks, equal opportunities in all subjects, and gender-sensitive pedagogy. It encouraged highlighting women achievers in science, literature, and politics. Further, schools began promoting co-education and sensitizing teachers through training programs. Curriculum also included themes of equity, justice, and inclusivity. In the 21st century, with globalization and awareness, more female role models appeared in history, literature, and science chapters. The NEP 2020 further emphasized inclusivity and gender sensitivity as central to quality education. Thus, though the Indian curriculum has evolved towards greater gender equality, biases still remain. A conscious effort is needed to ensure that textbooks and classroom practices portray boys and girls equally without reinforcing stereotypes. Keywords: Early stereotypes, NCF 2005, NEP 2020, Inclusivity. Q9. Paradigm shift from women's studies to gender studies. Women's studies began in India in the 1970s, focusing mainly on the problems faced by women, such as inequality, exclusion, and lack of representation. Its aim was to empower women by highlighting their contributions in history, literature, and society. However, this approach was narrow, as it largely excluded men and other gender identities. Later, the field expanded into gender studies, which is more inclusive. Gender studies not only examines women's issues but also studies power relations between men and women, the construction of masculinity, and the struggles of LGBTQ+ groups. It highlights intersectionality, showing how caste, class, religion, and ethnicity interact with gender to produce inequality. This shift is significant because it changes the framework from being women-centric to gender-just. For example, while women's studies demanded schools for girls, gender studies also addresses boys' dropout rates, pressures of masculinity, and the rights of transgender people. Today, gender studies has practical relevance in designing policies, shaping curricula, and promoting inclusivity. It emphasizes that gender is a social construct and equality can only be achieved when all gender identities are respected. Keywords: Women's studies is equal to narrow, gender studies is equal to inclusive, intersectional, broader.